Problem and opportunity are the same thing. How you see them is what matters. Association. It's a big deal. If the people you hang around are fearful people, are people who don't dare big things, the likelihood that you will dare big things is very little. Very important. Proverbs 13:20, he who walks with the wise will be wise, the companion of fools will be destroyed. The disciples of Jesus, Jesus taught them action orientation, acting in the face of danger. 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish, and you want to feed the crowd. Jesus broke bread, gave this one, broke fish, gave this one. Go and confront the crowd. Yeah. But they discovered the power in acting. Because when they broke the bread, gave this person, just found out the bread was still complete. Broke, gave. The action. That's where the blessing is. That's where the miracle is. Action. Nothing moves till you move. Heaven moves when you move. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. See, naturally speaking, my talents, my gifts are in analyzing, planning, thinking. But I soon discovered planning will not buy food, won't buy gari. It's the action. So I like to be friends with people that take action. There's one of them in our church, very successful, multi-billionaire. We were talking some years back, and he was telling me his story. Then I found that he has that action orientation thing. He said, when I was in school, I was good if I was to go to class and it was raining. He said, I would just walk. I would not mind the rain. I would just walk to the class. He said, by the time I get there, I would be drenched. I would be drenched. People would make fun of me. He said, but they didn't realize I achieved my objective. I made the class. I said, hey. Hey. So I found out with that, he killed excuses. He's the kind of disciple Jesus can use. Yes, you carry the bread, go and confront the crowd. Even when you don't know the rest will come from. You don't know where the rest will come from. That's the way it works. So sitting down there and assuming that things are easier for other people. It is because things are easier for other people. That's why, they're successful. You'll be surprised. It doesn't work that way. It's because they take more action. They dare more. So we have this old story. Many years ago when Pastor Nick and I went to a car shop, we passed by there and saw it, a few days back on a Monday. When we got there, fairly used cars. So I thought they would be within the range of what we could afford. We went there. How much is this one? How much is this one? How much is this one? What I'm talking about was more than 20 years ago. The cheapest one, fairly used car, imported car, was 1.2 million naira. It was there. So how much is it? And then the man came and said, which one do you like? I said, this one. So pointed at that one. He said, come to my office, let's discuss. Come to my office. I said, okay. So he said, this is what I'm going to do. Because I love pastors. Okay? And I love to help pastors. Okay? So he said, give me half of the money. Drive the car away. Tell me how you're going to spread the payment of the balance. I said, hey. Wow. It was a revelation. Up until that time, when I saw people driving powerful cars, I thought they bought them cash. Don't let assumption kill you. The guy said, so person. That's the same arrangement I deal with him. So person. I said, So I told him, actually, I don't have 600,000 right now. He said, okay, give me 400,000. I'll keep the car. You add 200, you carry it, and then spread the rest. I said, I don't have 400,000. He said, give me 200,000. I'll keep the car. When you make it up to 600, you carry the car. I said, see. I said, my checkbook is not here. He said, send somebody to go and get it now. I said, okay, let me level with you here. I don't have 200,000. I said, but let me go and discuss with my daddy in heaven. I'll be back soon. You know, I left the place happy. Even though we did not carry the car, I discovered something new. Ashe. So these rich people, some of them driving powerful, I said they have not finished paying. So how will you know if you don't befriend them? You see what I'm saying? The association matters. You hang around people who don't dare big things. You won't dare big things. Some years back, another multi-billionaire in this city came to attend our DLA, Daystar Leadership Academy. So when I was taking my class, I saw he was just smiling and shaking his head and smiling. So during break, I invited him to my office for a chat. I said, you were smiling in the class. He said, I was smiling. He said, I was just telling myself, I wish somebody taught me these things before I started in business. He said, I've suffered. He had little formal education, but he's a multi-billionaire. He said, I learned by trying. I try. If it doesn't work, I try again. If it doesn't work, I change it, I try. He said, but me, I never accept anything as impossible. I'll crack it. He said, sometimes my head will be hot. I'll just go and check myself into the hotel so that my brain can calm down. I suffered. Then he gave me just a few examples. Told me about an investment that his friend dragged him to make in Abuja. Real estate investment. So each year now I get like 4 to 5 billion from that investment. And I was not even interested. It was my friend that insisted that I should. Just 4 to 5 billion. Yeah. The way some of you are looking at me. In this Nigeria. So listen to me. There is no currency you change that to that it is not money. So when the man left, somebody that had only primary school education. So I said, is it a disadvantage to go to school? So he served as apprentice because he's from the southeast, right? So he went through the apprenticeship thing. And then he was set free on his own, set up his business. So I said, people serve as apprentice. Some even as mechanic, vulcanizer. I said, when they are released, they don't look for who to work for. They set up on their own. I said, those of us that went to school will now carry pali, will carry certificate. We'll be looking for who to work for. So you understand why people say education is a scam these days. I said, what does this education system do to our brain? So it does something to our brain, no? So, leave theory. Do it. Can you help me to preach again? You are someone who sets a goal and who can overcome inertia. Inertia is the power that keeps you stationary. You need more force to move a stationary bicycle than you need to keep it moving. The one you need to keep it moving is momentum. There's already force pushing it. But to move the stationary one, most people are unable to do. Move themselves, make that phone call, move themselves, put in that application, move themselves, go and meet that person, move themselves, ask for what you need. So once you are an action-oriented person, you've caught 50% of people behind you already. Honestly. So I read a book titled The Knowing-Doing Gap, written by 2 Stanford University professors. And in their research, they found out that even organizations, they said, they checked with most organizations, they found that most organizations that engage consultants never act on the recommendations. In fact, they saw one company that engaged consultants. The consultants then found out that they had engaged other consultants before. They said, can we see the reports of the previous engagements? Like 4 previous consultants or so. So they went through the reports. They said, this is our recommendation. Do what the other consultants told you to do. So, and the way it is for organizations, it is the way it is for individuals. Most people don't do. And no more. Just talk. Most people don't do. So I had to ask myself, what is it that stops us, limits us from taking action? The interesting thing, looking from a spiritual perspective, the first thing I came up with was spiritual warfare. Satan understands the value of your action more than you do. So the first thing he will do, when he knows you've taken delivery of revelation that can change your life, the first thing he will do is to try to distract you from doing it. If you hang around people, he will sponsor people to discourage you. He will try to scare you with fear.